Okay, so hello, hi everyone. So welcome back to another podcast session. So today, the session is with me. My name is Husna Adam Teresta, and I hope everyone is in a great mood today. Since the topic for today is, I would say a bit like boring and heavy, not in a sense that it's not very controversial. It's a very self motivationing. So, without further ado, let me introduce our special guest for today.
Hi.
Hi.
So,
Can you introduce me?
so my name is Yurisha Sofia. You can call me you. Just you. Short one.
All right. Yursha, what department are you from?
I'm from software engineering from FSKTM.
Yeah, same with me actually. So, I haven't introduced our topic yet, right? So, for today's topic, is self improvement strategies as a student. So, I found Yursha is a very suitable candidate for us to speak regarding this topic, since she has been an excellent student since high school. So, I feel so regarding the self improvement strategy, I like to actually be clear on what exactly is actually self improvement. So, Yusha, in your opinion, what is self improvement?
As for me, self improvement is like your effort to make yourself better in any sense, like to make you can reach your full potential.
Yes, true, true. So, like in another word, self improvement can also be said as you learning and adopting ways to respond to like a certain situation, so you can have a better response to it. So, like for example, as the like moving from high school to university, there's like a huge contrast, right?
Correct. It's like a very huge gap between high school and university life. It's
Yes.
totally different.
Can you share like when you first get into high school into university, what exactly like the big difference that you notice?
um during high school, right, your teachers provide all of the exercise, like, and they teach everything from A to Z. Meanwhile, in university, you have to do it all by yourself, from tutorials. And tutorials is like homework lah. You must find the answer by yourself. Even the lecturers, they can help you, but you must do it by yourself, your own effort.
And even the tutorial is like the very basic of the subject, right?
You can even some of the answers you can even find it in the lecture
Yeah,
slides.
sure,
Yeah.
sure. You need to like explore more on your own. For example, like I think maybe you can try like the do you know like online online tuition centers or something like that. So usually you need to pay for it, but sometimes you get it for free, and it's like very suitable for our subjects, especially since I feel like computer science is very accessible.
Yeah.
Internet,
You
right?
can find a lot of online academies, the one, yeah, resources, or even YouTube's videos. There's a lot of it.
Yes. Like in every things that we, for example, like a lab or assignment, there will be always the video in YouTube for us to refer, right? So I find that very fortunate for us lah. So moving on, I want to talking regarding the importance of self improvement for students. So regarding the importance of self improvement for students, so do you have like a few ideas on this?
The importance.
Yeah, yes. Why
Um,
is it important?
I think it's important because first of all, it can increase your self awareness. What I mean is, it, it will help you to become more aware of your strengths and weaknesses, so you are able to improve yourself because you know what's lacking in yourself, and you know yourself, right? Only you can help yourself. If I think uh every other people didn't really know you, only you yourself know yourself.
Yes, true, true, true. So, in another sense, like self improvement is good for like a student's academic, right? Since usually self improvement is like very broad of topic, right? But yeah, I think as a student, we mainly focus on the academic side of it. So like you improve your study session, maybe like longer, but or maybe like more more quality. I think, I guess, since you know what people say, right? work smart
Work
and not
smart.
work hard,
Yeah.
right?
Not work hard.
Yeah, especially these days, there's so many help in the internet that you can find.
Correct.
Like, for example, for like our favorite is like ChatGPT,
ChatGPT.
right? Of
I bet
course,
you guys knows it.
everybody knows it. So, other than academy, I believe it also can improve skill,
Yeah.
your own skill, right?
In terms of science computer students, it is beneficial to have a good programming skills and
Yes,
logic
true, true.
thinking. Yeah. Without logic, you cannot answer any of the questions given.
True. And there's also like personal skill, like, time management also, right? Yeah. So you can improve it, but you have to have the self-awareness first.
Yeah.
It's like
True. True.
I'm kind of lacking in the time management. I always miss class. I always miss this. So it is important. Like for example, I think most if you like submit a work late,
Yeah.
yeah, by then you need to have like self awareness to improve yourself. Yeah, so I feel like this is also important since we're just talk about the academic, right? So next, I want to talk about the emotional intelligence. Kind of heavy, is it
Yeah.
heavy?
It's heavy because I think not all people have emotional intelligence.
Yes,
Some
and
people are lacking of it.
oh, very true, very
Yeah.
true. Like how people have like high IQ.
High IQ but low EQ.
Yes,
Yeah.
true, true. So it is important. So just a bit on emotional intelligence. So what would you de- what would your definition of emotional intelligence be?
Um, I think it's like how you communicate with others, how the way you bond with other people. You can, you can feel them. You can interact without like hurting them in
Ah,
any mean ways.
yes. It's like
It's like common sense thing. Yeah.
and also like moral
More, yeah,
thing.
more
So
support.
I feel like everyone has seen like a person like with low emotional
Yeah,
intelligence, which means they're a bit like emotionless, I guess.
emotionless.
Ah,
Yeah, yeah,
yes,
true.
in a sense. So, emotional intelligence helps us in developing a healthy lifestyle and friendship. So, I think as a student, we need to develop like a good emotional intelligence, right?
Yeah, correct. Mm, maybe emotional intelligence helps a lot if you are working in working field.
Yeah, sure,
It's kind
sure.
of crucial because
Especially
you need to interact with people, with clients especially.
communication. True, true. So, people these days, like in the work sector, actually very sought out people with good communication skill, right?
If you
Yes.
can communicate, then how you can do the work effectively, right?
True, true, true. Since I feel like there's like a subject we took last time, you remember human computer interaction.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So like in that subject, we learn a lot of like a
How to
humans.
interact,
Yes, humans
connects between
response.
technologies and
Hmm.
humans.
And I
It's
find it
kind of fun.
fascinating on how we relate those things with our in our computer science degree, since those are needed when you are in a work sector and you're designing something that meant to be for humans, right?
Yeah, it's not like robotic,
Yes,
not
true,
static
true.
lah.
Mm.
It's more tailored for human,
Mm.
user friendly, I would say.
So like emotional intelligence, I think we can conclude that it's very important.
Yeah,
It can, I believe it can like improve your social skill in a
yeah,
sense, right?
true.
Okay, so also want to share like a few strategies on emotional intelligence, but a very short one. So we already know on what is emotional intelligence. So I believe like these keywords might be related to emotional intelligence that people might not realize because it's very common. Like people are very normalized since they are not realized. Oh, these are emotional intelligence. So first is like empathy.
Empathy, yeah.
Yeah, to have an empathy is like very important for us human. I believe like empathy is similar to sympathy, but it's like in a much deeper sense.
Empathy is like you put yourself in their shoes. You try to,
Yeah.
feel what they feel without judging
Yeah.
them or anything.
Well, sympathy is like you're feeling bad for them.
Yeah, just like over the surface, not getting deeper into it lah.
Yeah. So, uh, so another thing is it is important for us like to always seek for continuous feedback. Like for people to improve their emotional intelligence, they have to like ask people around like, am I that emotionless? Like I feel like it's important, right?
Am I that bad?
Huh.
You're going to ask people, am I bad?
Because sometimes like we don't realize what we did.
Oh
So
yeah,
like
you're
I
correct.
have a lot of people coming to me like I did this and I did that. Do you think I'm a bad person?
I think it's
Yeah.
important to get feedbacks because you can improve
Yes.
yourself.
You need other people's opinion
Right?
on yourself.
You need someone to tell you, or else you won't realize
Hmm.
what you have done.
True, true. So like especially since I feel like we all can conclude that we are very similar in age, right? So we have like the kind of similar experience, and sometimes we are being mean or rude to other people without
Without
realizing.
realizing, correct?
Yes, it's very common, right? So I feel like that's the end of emotional intelligence. So I'll be moving on the main topic, which is strategies on self improvement. So the first strategies is like understanding your own weakness and strength. So like what do you have to say regarding this?
So, in order to understand ourselves, I think even though you say that you know yourself, but you don't really know. You know,
Right,
right?
right. I feel like we just discussed this now. Like
Yeah.
we need others people feedback too. So like when we understand our weakness and strength, I feel like there's ways to identify it, right?
Yeah.
So
So
do you
first,
have few that you want to share?
first of all, I think we must be realistic because when you know
Yeah.
students, when you know your strengths and weaknesses, so you can set goals and set some ways. I think to help you to stay motivated and to be on track, even though the goals are challenging, but it is achievable.
Yes, true, true. So like when you understand your own weakness and strength, you need to admit it yourself,
Yeah,
right?
you need to admit your,
And
you
do
know,
you know
your
people like
kesalahan.
yes, true. People with like low confidence, they would only see their own weakness. And it's like, do I even have strength? Like,
I
true.
usually feel like that. you
No.
must you must be, let's go.
How is it?
You must believe in yourself.
Yes, true, true.
Don't downgrade yourself.
Like if you don't know, be like, I don't have any strength law. So I think maybe you can see others' opinion.
Yeah, like we said before.
Just like, what do you think is my strength? It's like a bit. People would say like you're a bit like short sendiri, I guess. But it is needed for you to improve yourself.
I think with when you getting feedbacks, you can make a better decisions
Yeah.
because especially for big decisions like how would you want your career,
True,
because that
true.
thing is kind of important.
That's very important. So, on another way, if you're like an honest person, like me, I feel like I'm very straight to the point kind of person, and I find like you can do like your own reflection on yourself, like what kind of person I am. Like for me, I guess I can share. Can I share like my own weaknesses? I feel like I am very I always overestimate myself. Like I'm like I can do this. Like, but turns out I really need some practice before I do it. That has been done so many
But I think
times.
that's a good
It
characteristics.
can be good, I guess, in a sense. Yeah.
So how do you really like the ways you can reflect yourself?
Well,
What did you do?
usually, it's like I reflect like from my past experiences, like when I handle a big project, I feel like I can reflect on a few things. For example, when I first handle like a big project for like a college, I feel like I do not really depends on other people. I do a lot of work by myself. Yeah, so it's
I think
like
that's kind of a burden. You don't feel
yeah. So
burden.
like the teamwork is very low, and
Oh, that's bad.
and we do not increase any like social relationship between us. Like, yeah, we just stay as like someone you know, but not really your friends. So that's my weakness, I guess, in a sense. So I feel like when we improve our self awareness, like, or reflection on ourselves, we can actually improve decision making. Right, because it's like a lot of thinking, and decision making like requires a lot of thinking, right?
You need to go back to, it really takes the weight, or you need to
You need to plan it out,
plan
see it clearly.
susun.
Yes, true, true. Okay, so I guess we can move on our second step in strategies for self improvement, which is for us to set goals. So like create a plan on how you vision yourself. So when you like set goals, like what exactly did you do usually? It's okay. It's alright, take your time.
Setting goals,
You need to like be realistic on it.
yeah, be realistic is one of that. But other than that, you need to, the goals must be tailored to yourself. Don't to, like you said before, overachieve. If you set a high,
Maybe like
set
start with
higher goals,
something achievable. Like
if you can achieve that goals, you feel devastated. Like I have a friend, she's overachiever. So I think during SPM trials, she set to get straight A plus. So
very
when, yeah,
huge
very high,
budget.
because during my time it's online because of COVID, right?
Yes, yes,
So
yes.
it's
Oh my god.
impossible. It's like kind
Zero
of
three
hard.
babies.
Yeah, it's
We
kind of
have it
hard for
tough.
us to, go to class, online class. We sleep.
True.
So when the trial came, the result came out. Sadly, she didn't get her goal, so she is very devastated, and she is kind of lose hope for the real SPM. So it's kind of bad if you didn't set goals tailored to yourself. You must.
I mean, like, SPM is very important for your own self confidence. I believe that people is like SPM is not that important. When you get into university, people don't even care, and that's true. But I feel like myself, I reflect a lot of my SPM results. I was just like, oh my god, what if I got that one subject different? I might even go to overseas right now. Who knows? So yeah, so like you need to set realistic goals. And it doesn't have to be like a huge one. It could be like a small, starting with something easier.
Baby steps. Take baby
Ah,
steps.
yes, baby steps are important. So when you have like realistic and achievable goals, and then we can actually create a plan on how you plan to approach, right, how to achieve it. Yes, 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 true. So I guess this one is like a very like extra step. You don't really need this one, right? Since you need to create a plan. Sometimes you can just do it.
That's like making mental note instead of jotting it
Yes,
down.
yes.
I think jotting it down is like kind of over. I think maybe
Yeah.
make it
Maybe if it's something bigger, you can like jot it down. But if it's just like something like, oh, I need to do this tomorrow. So maybe you can just,
mental note.
sure, true. So yes, step 3 actually just for you to take action.
But I think there's a benefit too if you can jot it down somewhere, because
Or
it
in
keeps on
creating a
reminding
plan.
you,
Oh, true, true.
or you will forget it, and you will
Yes, especially now
procrastinate
in the
eventually.
end of the semester, it's like very
Yeah,
hectic. We have tests every week,
there's
submission.
assignments. There's a lot of it.
So it is important actually to create notes in case like you miss it or something.
It's for the bigger one lah.
Oh yes, true. So like the third step is actually taking an action on it. You're actually working on it, or like what Nike said, just do it. Just try. Who knows? If you get lucky, you will get succeed. If not, you can try again. There's nothing to be scared of failure.
Even though you are in a wrong path, you can always retry because
Yes.
it's a learning journey.
Hmm.
Even you make mistake, you can learn something from it.
True. So, like, moving on, you have already executed your plan. And then you can actually, step 4 is seek feedback. So we can feedback actually can help students. This is what we just
Yeah,
discussed.
we have discussed it before.
To identify the weakness and strength.
Yeah,
And it's not just student. You can, if you're like someone who's like overachiever, you can actually ask feedback maybe from someone who is with more knowledge and experience. For example, like
your lecturers
yeah, so let me
or
your
your
lecturer.
seniors maybe.
For lecturer, maybe like your previous test or exam, right?
What you are lacking,
That is very
what you need
important.
to improve. Yeah,
And lastly is the practice self-care. So what exactly is self-care in your opinion?
it's like based on its name, it's taking care of yourself. But in what sense? Um, it's like so you know when there's a lot of things you need to do, your mental's getting exhausted, right?
Yes, true, true.
So you must take a break time, a me time,
Yeah, true.
yeah, me
Me
time or
time.
healing. You guys will
Oh
say
my god,
healing.
yes, healing.
You go healing there, go to the beach healing. So
Go
it's
eat
like
ice cream,
it's a
I do
good
healing.
thing to stop for a while, getting away from the real world,
This is just like to reduce
reduce
stress.
stress, or else you will be very, I think, tired,
Yeah.
depressed.
When you're
You
tired,
do,
you cannot do another things, right? You can't work on your maybe like an assignment or project. You cannot work if you're like
you have a
very
mental
tired.
block if you're very tired. You
Oh
cannot
yeah,
think at
mental
all.
block.
So it's a good thing to take a break for a while.
It's like when you self improvement, like just what we discussed just now. It's like very, I say, complicated and challenging.
Yeah.
Is it? So yeah, when you feel like, oh my god, I am not improving myself. I have done everything, but
But you are still stuck at that level.
yeah,
You feel
it's
like you're not going forward.
yeah, it is okay to take a break. Maybe like
But remember, don't take too much break lah, or else
yes,
your works will not be done.
there's like this problem. I feel like in these days, I feel like just like post COVID, people is like very
Back.
yeah, it's very living and very soft on themselves. It's like people used to get to be so hard on themselves.
Yeah.
And now people is like, you know what? I deserve a break for nothing. Let me just skip this class.
Even for myself, right? After 2 hours of lecture, I would take two
Ah,
hours of rest.
yeah, sure.
I will lay down and do nothing.
Yes. I feel like okay, so yeah, so be in the middle, not too hard on yourself and not too laid back because you're in university, everyone is moving fast. If you're moving slow, you'll be left behind. And
True, true.
I feel like it is very important lah since you're the people you're meeting these days might be your opponent on like
Oh,
your job, right? Who knows? Maybe like,
you
oh my god.
are, I don't know, eyeing for internship at the
Yeah,
same place,
like competing
competing.
with each other. So yeah, so we have discussed the strategies, which is like very simple. You need to understand your weakness and strengths, and then you need to
Set up some
vision.
realistic
Yeah,
goals.
you vision yourself with your goals, and then create a plan, execute it, and feedback. Feedback is very important now for you to improve yourself. That's actually what improving is. So the feedback is very crucial steps. So lastly, I feel like maybe we can discuss on a few challenges that we might face on executing these very huge self-improvement strategies.
So, every students, I think they procrastinate.
Yeah.
I think there's no one who didn't, I don't know,
Um,
make the
maybe the top student didn't. Like
okay
maybe
top
there's like
students, but I'm just
work.
a normal student, so I procrastinate a lot.
Yes, me too. It's like a very I hate myself for this characteristic.
You know, for submissions is like 1 month
Oh, yes, true, true.
we will do the assignments a day before.
Yes, and
That's normal for
there's
students,
really
right?
no one to blame except for ourselves. It's not good. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Yeah, so process oh my god, I cannot even say procrastinate. So it's actually they actually can break down your goals and make your goals like slow in a sense because you're trying to improving yourself, but how can you improve
It held
yourself?
you back lah.
Ah, yes, it have your back. So it can be overcome, is it? So you need to break down the goals and the tasks into smaller.
Smaller, like we said before, baby steps.
Ah, yes, yes. That for someone with a procrastinate problem now. So any other challenges?
I think one of the biggest challenge for me is to, you know how Gen Zs cannot accept feedback and criticism. If
Oh, true.
someone criticize you,
They criticize
you
you
will
back.
feel like, why? I think I already did it correctly, right? Why you criticize me? Why you
There's like a huge
marah, right?
generation
Yeah,
gap, right? Whereas like the older generation, you need to be like respectful, which is true. You need to be respectful, but the younger generation, I feel like they are more outspoken.
straightforward.
Yeah, straightforward. But I feel like it is important for us to be still be respectful.
Yeah, I think we still can accept feedbacks, but not in a harsh way.
Yes, true,
Where,
true.
maybe guide us
Mm.
slowly, talk to us
When
nicely.
people is like very hard on the criticism, I would cry. I would
Yeah,
100% would cry. So I guess to wrap all it up, the hardest challenges is probably for us to stick to the plan till the end. For you to be growth, you need to be consistent. True. So for you to stick
to
to a
be
plan.
consistent is like we've said before. There's too many challenges, and it's kind of hard to keep going.
Oh yes, yes, yes. Sure. So I guess it all really depends on yourself on how does you work on your own awareness lah kan.
If you are not determined, like you are not determined enough, how can you move forward?
True.
So you must believe in yourself. You can do it.
Yes, true, true. So like me myself, I I got very fired up like in the first week of the study. Like first week and second week is like
I can do this.
very
I can do that.
very huge plan, but
At
along the
the end
way
of
it's
the
like
semester,
it's
I
very
really feel
hard to be
malas.
consistent. So I guess by the end of the challenges discussion, we can actually wrap it all up for our podcast session. So thank you very much for everyone listening and watching. And also very a huge thank you to my special guest here.
Thank you too
All
for
right.
inviting me.
So bye bye.